Okay, good evening students. So today we are going to discuss topic biodiversity and its conservation. Very simple topic. Facts are there. Most of the questions are fact based in this chapter. And this is also important chapter. 2 to 3 questions will be there from this part. Okay. Now, first as usual I will discuss this paper one by one, every question, and after discussing question I will take your doubts. Okay. Good evening everyone. Okay, now first is name the sociobiologist who popularized and coined the term biodiversity. This term biodiversity was coined by sociobiologist Edward Wilson. Okay, so answer will be third, Edward Wilson. Second question, which among the following does not include the important component of biodiversity? So basically what is biodiversity? It is diversity at different levels of biological organization. It can be at the level of gene, it can be at the level of species, it can be at the level of ecosystem. So genetic diversity, species diversity, or ecological diversity. So choices are genetic diversity, biosphere diversity, species diversity, ecological diversity. Answer will be B, that is biosphere diversity. Biosphere diversity is not a correct option. Now, next. Now this question has certain amount of ambiguity as per NCERT. So first understand this question, then I will let you know what is ambiguity in this question. What is the approximate total number of plant and animal species described so far according to IUCN? Now, if you study this topic in chapter 1 of class 11th, it is 1.7 million. Now in biodiversity conservation, it is more than 1.5 million as per 2004 data. So answer will be C, more than 1.5 million is the exact number of species of plants and animals which are so far identified and named. So depending upon the choice you will answer. If answer is 1.7 and there is no choice like more than 1.5, you will go for 1.7 million, 1.7 to 1.8 million. And if choice is more than 1.5 million, you will go for more than 1.5 million. So answer will be C. Okay. Now, next question. What is the conservative and specifically sound estimate made by Robert May for the global species diversity? According to May, total number of species present on planet Earth is 7 million. And this number was achieved by extrapolation of data. Extrapolation of data with respect to most explored group, that is insect. So answer will be C, that is 7 million. Now, next question. What percentage of all the species recorded are plant including algae, fungi, bryophyte, gymnosperm and angiosperm? It is 22%. And 70% is animal. And this diversity do not include microbial diversity. Why? Because conventional taxonomical methods are not applicable to microbe, and most of the microbes are difficult to culture. That's why microbial diversity is not included in this. So answer will be D, that is 22%. Now question number 6. Which among the following statement is incorrect? Okay. First choice. The number of fungi species in the world is more than combined total of the species of fishes, amphibians, reptile and mammal. It is true. You can remember this by number of farm animals, FARM, that is fishes, amphibian, reptile, mammals, is more than total number of fungi species. Second choice, more than 70% of all the species recorded are animals. It is true. Third, plant comprise no more than 42% of total species. It is not 42, it is 22. So this statement is not correct. Let's see the fourth choice. Out of the every 10 animal on the planet, 7 are insect. It is true. Out of every 10 animals, 7 are insect. So answer will be third, that is plant comprise no more than 42% of total species. I will take your doubts, please. I will take your doubts after finishing this paper. So whether it is Asutosh Pandey or Sushant Pathak, I will take your doubt. So please wait for some time. Now, next. Although India has only 2.4% of the world's land area, percent in the share of the global species diversity is, it is 8.1%. And that's why India is one of the 12 mega diversity center of the world. And we have so far identified around 45,000 species of plants and twice the number of animals. And if Robert May estimate is applied to India, so far we are able to identify only 22% of total diversity of India. So still large number of animals and plants are yet to be discovered and named in India. Approximately 1 lakh species of plants and more than 3 lakh species of animals are there in India. So answer will be C, 8.1. Question number 8. What is the shape of graphical representation between species richness and area for a wide variety of taxa on a log scale, logarithmic scale? If it is simple, then it is rectangular hyperbola. But when it is on log scale, you will get a straight line. So answer will be B, straight line. Next question. What is the value of slope of line or the regression coefficient Z? This slope. If we analyze the species area relationship among very large area like entire continent, for very large area, this value lies between 0.6 to 1.2. Okay, this value lies between this. And for a small area, it is something between 0.1 to 0.2. Okay, so answer will be C, 0.6 to 1.2. Now, question number 10. Name the biologist who showed that, it must be showed, that in his experiment, increased diversity contribute to higher productivity. This was established by David Tillman in his outdoor plot study. What he had done, he divided a particular area into quadrates, different quadrates. He observed that suppose this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Now this second quadrant have more number of species. He observed that this quadrant have more productivity and it shows less variation in terms of productivity on year basis. This is one of the reasons for the stability of ecosystem. Okay, so this was established by David Tillman through his outdoor plot studies. Now question number 11. Which among the following include recent extinct animal of Russia? In Russia, recent extinct example is Steller sea cow. So answer will be D, or fourth, that is Steller sea cow. Now, question number 12. Bali, Javan, Caspian are extinct subspecies of which animal? It is subspecies of tiger. So answer will be B. So most of the questions are fact-based. Chapter is like that. Okay. Now, next is question number 13. The IUCN Red List 2004 document the extinction of a total of how many species of animal and plant? It is 784. Total number is 784. If I correctly remember, 338 vertebrate, 359 invertebrate, and 87 plants in last 500 years become extinct. So answer will be 784. Next is the last 20 years alone has witnessed the disappearance of how many species? 27 species have become extinct in last 20 years. Okay. Now, which group appears to be more vulnerable to extinction? Amphibians are more vulnerable to extinction because out of the total amphibian population, 32% are facing threat of extinction. Because extinction is a random process. Some group are more susceptible with respect to other. Sorry, it is not a random process, my fault. It is not a random process. Some groups are more susceptible with respect to other. For example, among animal, it is amphibian, that is 32% of amphibian are facing threat of extinction, whereas among plant, it is gymnosperm, as 31% of gymnosperm species are facing threat of extinction, 12% of bird and 23% of mammals. Now, next question. Presently, what percent of mammal species in the world are facing the threat of extinction? It is 23%. Answer will be 23%. Okay. And world over, right now, 15,500 species are facing threat of extinction. Next question. According to ecologists, if the present trend of extinction continues, nearly half of all the species on Earth might be wiped out within next how many years? It is in 100 years. Now, presently, we are going through 6 mass extinction. But present this 6th one is different from earlier 5. Why? Because earlier 5 was due to natural causes. And the current, the 6th one, is due to human activity. So we are responsible, we are accelerating this process of extinction, and that's why rate of extinction is very fast. And if this rate continues, in next 100 years, we are going to lose half of the diversity. Answer will be 3rd. Now, question number next, 18. Which among the following is the most important cause driving animal and plant to extinction? Most important cause is habitat loss and fragmentation. All these choices are cause: overexploitation, habitat loss and fragmentation, alien species invasion and co-extinction. All four are together referred as evil quadrant. But the most important one is habitat loss and fragmentation. In this, we convert a large geographical area into small patches or small fragments. It mainly affects those individuals which requires large area or large territory or have migratory behavior. So this is main cause of biodiversity loss. Answer will be second, habitat loss and fragmentation. Next. The Amazon rainforest is being cut and cleared for which of the following reason? It is widely cleared for converting that area into grassland in order to raise the beef cattle and for cultivation of soybean. So choices are cultivating soybean, true. B, conversion of grassland for raising beef cattle, true. So both are correct. So answer will be D, that is more than one option is correct. Next. The typical rainforest once covering more than 14% of the earth land surface, these now cover what percent? It is less than 6%. So appropriate answer will be third, that is 6%. Next question. What is the main cause of extinction of steelers, sea cow and passenger pigeon? It is due to overexploitation. In India, a large number of medicinal plants are facing threat of extinction because of this overexploitation. Large number of marine fishes world over are facing threat of extinction because of overexploitation. And steelers, sea cow and passenger pigeon become extinct due to overexploitation. Now, next question. Which of the following invasive weed species cause scourge of water bodies in Bengal? It is Eichhornia, water hyacinth. It was introduced by us in India for its beautiful flower and foliage, but it multiplies at exponential rate because of offset. And that's why it is most invasive weed of water body in India, and we also call it terror of Bengal. Now, question next. About what percent of drug currently sold in the market worldwide are derived from plant? It is about 25%, and more than 25,000 species of plants are currently used for in traditional medicine. And large number of plants and animals are yet to be discovered and named. So that's why we carry out bioprospecting, that is exploring diversity at molecular, genetic and species level in order to identify plant, animal or their product which can be used for the welfare of human being. So here answer will be B, that is 25%. Next question. Initially 25 biodiversity hotspots were identified in the world, but subsequently how many more have been added to list till present? 9 more added, so total number is 34. And this topic is important this year because the person who given the concept of hotspot, that is Norman Mayers. This person died in, I think, October 2019. So now this concept is important. Even the name of Norman Mayers is important, although it is not there in NCERT, but his name is important. Norman Mayers, who proposed the concept of hotspot. Okay, so remember this name because this person died in October 2019. That's why it is important. Now, next question. All the biodiversity hotspot put together covers what percent of Earth's land area? It is not more than 2%. And if we are able to protect this biodiversity if we protect this biodiversity, we will be able to reduce the current loss of biodiversity by 30%. So answer will be C, that is 2%. Next. What is the total number of biosphere reserve and wildlife sanctuary in India respectively? As per NCERT, it is 14 biosphere reserve and 448 wildlife sanctuaries. Next question. Which among the following does not include ex-situ conservation? Ex-situ conservation means when you conserve something away from its original habitat, like botanical garden, zoological park, germplasm conservation, wildlife safari, etc. Let's see the choices. National park, it is in-situ conservation. So this choice is not correct. Answer will be first, that is national park. Now, next question. Sacred groves are found in which of the following hills of Meghalaya? Jayanti and Khasi. So answer will be more than one option is correct. That is B and C is correct. So answer will be fourth, that is Jayanti, and more than one option is correct. Jayanti and Khasi. Now, next question. In which area, region, hill of Madhya Pradesh are found sacred groves? So in Madhya Pradesh, Sarguja, Bastar and Chanda. Now some part of this is now shifted to Chhattisgarh or transferred to Chhattisgarh, but in NCERT it is mentioned in Madhya Pradesh. So answer will be A, Sarguja. Now last question. Name of the approach used to conserve, protect the whole ecosystem, its biodiversity at all level. That is in situ conservation. That is, you will conserve that organism or that plant or anything in its original habitat, and we call it holistic approach or in situ conservation. Now you can ask questions. Why mammals have minimum species diversity among vertebrate? I don't think it is correct that mammals have minimum species diversity among vertebrate. It's not true. As such, this question as such is not true. Okay, next question. Which is this straight line is regression line, and straight line. This straight line is regression line. Question number 9. Sir, question number 9. What is the value of slope of line or regression coefficient Z? This value is fixed, that is something between 0.6 to 1.2. Okay. Now, next. Sir, please differentiate between alpha, beta and gamma diversity. Alpha diversity means, suppose you are sitting in a class and the diversity between the students within the class is alpha diversity. Now, suppose there are two classes. So there is two community, diversity between these two community is known as beta diversity. And suppose all the classes in India, okay, that is over a wide geographical area, when you will study diversity, it is known as gamma diversity. Alpha diversity within community, beta between community, and gamma over a wide geographical area. Okay. Now, which of the following taxons show maximum species diversity? Beetles, ants, fishes, orchids. Please, I don't remember the exact number of species of these individual. You can go to the NCERT, beetle, ants and fishes, orchids. So hopefully someone between beetle and ants will be more. I think ants or beetle will be the answer. Okay, fishes. Fishes also have large number of species. I don't know the exact number of these, so you can Google it. I cannot answer this question. So difference between the extinct, endangered and extinct endangered. It is critically endangered, extinct. There are various categories as per Red Data book. In Red Data book, we have red list. And in red list, there are various categories. For example, first is extinct. That means the last known individual of that species is no more. Then extinct in wild. That means that species are not found in wild now. It is only present in captivity, in zoo or chidiyaghar like that. Then critically endangered. If proper care is not taken, then that species will become extinct in wild. So these kind of categories are there. Okay. Next. Bioprospecting. Surya. Bioprospecting means you explore diversity at molecular, genetic and species level in order to identify plants or animals or their product, which can be used for the welfare of human being. So when you carry out this kind of study, where you explore diversity at these different levels, this is known as bioprospecting. All questions are from NCERT. Learn with Jesus. Yes, is there also jet come in and I have a question, why not in the question line? I'm not getting you what you are asking. Learn with Jesus. Try to, Susan, try to practice question. That's the only way to remember the numbers. Okay, there is no other method which I can subscribe you. You can go for this method to remember the numbers. Okay, question number 2. Which among the following does not include the important component of biodiversity? That is, answer is B, biosphere diversity. It is ecological diversity. It's not biosphere diversity. Answer will be B, biosphere diversity. Sir, how to remember? Okay, any more question? Any other question? The best method to revise biology, Asutosh, is to practice question. Go to the chapter and practice question. Which is the indicator of biodiesel in Indian countryside? I'm not getting you. Samrid, it is not, so far we are not able to identify all the plants and animals. So how you can conserve? Many plant or animal will become extinct before we come to know that they ever existed on planet Earth. So as much as possible we try to conserve germplasm, but it is not possible to conserve each and every germplasm. Okay. As per NCERT, pteridophyte do not come in 22%, but it is there in 22%. Learn with Jesus. Any question? The best method to remember these data which is provided, go through those data on regular basis for 5 minutes, go through this chapter and the data there. How plant gets extinct even if presents seed bank. No, those plants which we are able to conserve their germplasm, they have not become extinct. But large number of plants have become extinct because of overexploitation or our carelessness. We have cleared forest, last act of forest. For example, at the beginning of 20th century, India have 30% of forest cover. Now we have only 19. At the end of 20th century, it is only 19.4%. So we have destroyed approximately 10.6% of forest cover. So large number of plants might have become extinct, which we are not aware that they have ever existed. Regression, leave it regression. It is part of stats. So don't go after regression. So why are amphibians facing the maximum threat is due to two habitat complete life cycle. No, basically amphibian requires very fixed set of environmental condition, and if there is any change in that fixed set of environmental condition, they become extinct from that particular area. So that's the major problem. Now, number of fungus species is more than that of angiosperm. Astos. Number of fungus species is more than that of angiosperm. Any other question? Key species, I don't think there is any term known as key species. Key species, you can say key industry species, we call them, producers are referred as they can produce food, that's why we call them key species. But in ecology, there is no such concept like key species. But there is a concept known as keystone species. Are those species which are, although not dominant, they are required for the stability of ecosystem as they play a very important role. For example, bird in our ecosystem. Birds are not dominant species. But if you remove all the birds from ecosystem, our ecosystem will become unstable because they play a very important role. They are pollinator, they are consumer, they are predator, they are scavenger. So they play a very important role, although they are not dominant species. So those species which are essential for stability of ecosystem, although they are not dominant, they are referred as keystone species. Ecotype. I think I have discussed this in the first chapter of ecology. You can go through this, Abhishek. Ecotype is a variant of a species present in different habitat. That is ecotype. It is habitat type. Any other question? Any other question? Anyone? Okay, thank you very much.